With just a couple of remarks of the lessons that we have all been given by Sister over these lovely 9 years. The word Magis had not entered St. Aloysius Academy before Sister did 9 years ago, and it has become so ingrained in our school. You will see these messages in our hallways, in our classrooms, in how we speak to each other. You heard Father McLaughlin talk about the Brothers Not Bullies sign that is out in front. There's another one over towards the offices. Those have been signed by students over the years. Every year we make them pledge to be Brothers Not Bullies. I know you parents have been messaged quite often about a growth mindset. Our lovely sister brought that idea to our school, as well as the idea of mindfulness becoming part of our daily lives. For those of you who don't know, 10 minutes out of every day of your children's education is spent on mindfulness here at school. Another Sister Stephen Ann invention for us. She is very dedicated to making our day intentionally better. The lovely air conditioning you feel in here and we all get in our classrooms. Our very first advisory board for the school is another legacy thing Sister has installed for us. Not to mention our tennis courts and our intermediate playground and all of the wonderful things that all have the exact same message at heart. What is best for our boys? And that is very intentional language that Sister uses to talk about these children and her many students over the years. I am going to ask for some help from some very specific boys. There's a group of 8th graders, about 8 of them. Gentlemen, can you come up here, please? Sister, these boys walked in the door with you as kindergartners. And have been at the very core of your legacy for these 9 years. Boys, you can come over.
They're all taller than I am.
Yes, I think they were taller than you then.
Keep it up. I will remind you, Mr. Jeffries, do not be fooled by my size.
Yes, I've heard that one before. These gentlemen have graciously been willing to help me say goodbye to you and say thank you to you, Sister. There's quite a few people who are going to speak after me, and these boys will be here to help me. And just in case these guys ask you to make sure you had tissues, but I know you don't want them. But they're here if you need them.
Well, maybe I need one.
Okay. We are going to start actually with our Parents Association. Our Parents Association president, Mrs. Lisa Flynn, is here. She's going to lead us off, Sister.
So here we are on the day that we didn't want to have, the day that we have to say goodbye to our beloved principal, Sister Stephen Ann. When you spoke before Mass and asked us to quiet our hearts and give gratitude, I gave my gratitude for having you here at St. Aloysius.
Thank you, Lisa.
Sister, none of our words are enough, and they never will be. Our gratitude is beyond words. If we could let our hearts speak, they would say thank you for teaching our children to rise and take hold of every day with grit and perseverance, teaching them to be their personal best. You have instilled your love in them. This is a treasure that will forever remain in their hearts. As for us parents, you have been the source of understanding, counsel, and support. Leaders like you are hard to come by, and we are blessed to have you. You did it. You made your mark here, and we promise you that we will continue to follow your path to greatness.
I hope so.
We will remind our children and ourselves to continue living the Magis each and every day. It has been a pleasure working with a mentor like you.
Thank you, Lisa.
We wish you success and happiness in your new role, and we give you a million thank yous. But we know you have our back. Please accept our gift on behalf of the Parent Association. It's one way for us to keep in touch with you.
Wow, thank you so much.
I'm sure many of the parents will join Mrs. Flynn in their gratitude to you, Sister, and speaking on behalf of the students is Charlie Phelan.
Sister Stephen, as students, many teachers and educators will pass through our lives without remembering. Yet a special few will leave a lasting impression. Sister, You are an inspiration to students and other teachers alike. You've activated a hunger for knowledge and wisdom, inspiring us to plan our future and become better individuals. You've been so much more than a teacher for us. You've been our mentor, our support, and our guidance. We know your job is stressful and the hours are long, but you're always kind and understanding. We are grateful to have been taught by such an admirable person. You have helped us in more ways than simply enriching our basic knowledge. You have also helped shape us into the people we are today. Next to our mothers and fathers, we spend more time with our teacher growing up than with any other adult. You've been such an amazing teacher and friend, and we will always be thankful to have been led by you. Thank you for having the integrity and strength to wear all those costumes just to make us smile. Thank you for providing us with all the knowledge and moral support we need to be able to face our future. Who are we not to be yours? Thank you for your patience. We know we can test our boundaries and push the envelope at times. We know it's never okay to say boys will be boys. Thank you for being one of the special educators who will live on forever in the minds and hearts of the students whose lives you have touched. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. Yes.
Thank you so much, Colin. Thank you. Thank you. You were like a little shorter than me. Thank you so much. Oh, wow.
We have a bag for you.
Thank you so much. Oh, wow.
Sister, all of these gifts are from your lovely students. There's a photo album with memories through the years. There's some pictures of the Leadership Council separately. All of the boys wrote you letters, and things were put in them for you. The covers were done very specifically, so I know you will enjoy them over time. We gave you a lot of reading to do for your next job. I hear you won't be too busy after you leave us. So we gave you a lot of reading material.
The wrong person's in the room.
The last of the gifts, sister, are from the faculty. Your Sunshine Club of dedicated teachers have also brought you some lovely parting gifts.
Oh, wow. How cool is this?
And Mr. Paolucci will also speak on behalf of some of the
Oh,
alumni.
my goodness. Guys, thank you. You need to help them. Don't ever be too big to get the hug. Wow.
So every morning, Sister Stephen Ann reminds the boys to live the modest, to be a man for others. She wants them to strive for greatness. She wants to make sure these boys leave a legacy. Well, that's exactly what Sister has done here. For the past 9 years, she has left her mark at St. Aloysius Academy. She has helped transform young boys into respectful and educated young men. She has been an inspiration to every student who has sat here in Catherine Drexel Hall, including some who have sat outside her office many times. Her commitment to St. Aloysius is truly an example of living the modest. I'm honored to say that Sister will have a brick placed in the courtyard of Gonzaga Hall alongside the bricks of our other principals who have led our students to roles of leadership and service. You may not have a fancy nickname like Sister Prudentissima, who is known affectionately as the Skipper, but to the students, faculty, staff, and alumni, she will simply be known as the best. Thank you, Sister.
Michael, thank you.
And sister, as always, we would like to end your farewell with a bit of a blessing. If I could please ask everyone else besides sister in the room to please stand and extend your hands. May the God of strength be with you, holding you in his hands, and may you be the sacrament of his strength to those whose hands you hold. Amen. May the God of gentleness be with you, caressing you with sunlight and rain and wind. And may his tenderness shine through you to warm all who are hurt and lonely. Amen. May the God of mercy be with you, forgiving you, beckoning you, encouraging you. May your readiness to forgive calm the fears and deepen the trust of those who have hurt you. Amen. Amen. May the God of wonder be with you, enchanting your senses, filling your heart, giving you wide open eyes for seeing the splendor of our world. Amen.
Amen.
May the God of compassion be on you, holding you close when you are weary and hurt. And may you be the warm eyes and warm hands of compassion for your friends when they reach out to you in need. Amen.
Amen.
May the God of simplicity be with you, opening you to a clear vision of what is real and true, leading you to the mystery of childhood. Amen.
Amen.
May the God of patience be with you, waiting for you with outstretched arms, letting you find yourself. Amen.
Amen.
May the God of peace be with you, quieting the heart that hammers with fear or doubt. And may your peace cover those who are troubled or anxious.
Amen.
May the God of joy be on you, thrilling you with his nearness, filling you with joy. Amen.
Amen.
And may the God of love be with you, listening to you. May his love in you light fires of faith and hope. And may his love glow in your eyes. Amen. Sister, we bid you farewell and we will miss you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, let's see what we can make of this. I knew this day would come. I didn't expect it to come this year. However, I would not be true to myself, and I would not be true to you if I didn't tell you that I believe in God's providence. Just like I've always said to you, trust the process. I have to make sure I do the same thing. I have been humbled over the past several weeks, and saying that I'm grateful, and I've said this to some of you up close. On my worst day here, I've been grateful. And I haven't had too many worse days. I'm not sure where 9 years went. And when I look at those 8th graders, I think, wow. I have been blessed to know so many wonderful persons in this school community. And I hope that if I've done anything in the past 9 years, I've paid attention. And I would like to suggest to you that that really is at the heart of how each of us lives our personal best. Boys, you know, and Cockhouse boys and girls, you know that you are very well loved. And because you're well loved, that says to you, you have to go and share that love. And make sure that you are letting other people know how good you are and how grateful you are. So paying attention simply means that we allow God to work through us. And I hope that's what I've done here. 9 years ago, I did not want to come here. 9 years ago, I was just surprised when the congregation said, "Sister, we need you to go to St. Aloysius." And I was like, really? That wasn't what I had in mind. God does that, doesn't he? That's my little wildcat back there. Remember, God speaks to us through each one of them. Pay attention to kids. So, I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to thank God, because 9 years ago when I said, okay, I'll go, I had no idea. I had no idea how I would be inspired to become a better person. And that's really what these 9 years have been all about. Hopefully, I have paid attention, and I've allowed all of you, my colleagues, parents, my sisters, to help me to understand the greatness that God intends for me. Life is a gift. And it's a gift, usually you have to use a gift, right? Somebody gives you a present, you want to use it. So whatever it's been for 9 years, I hope that I have honored what God has given me. My family, my friends, my sisters, all of you. Paying attention. I am so grateful that you understand the importance of that question that I asked you. Sometimes when you're not at your best. Who are you not to be great? Give me one excuse. The older boys especially know that. And that's really what St. Aloysius is all about. I'm sure those first sisters who started this school in 1895 had no idea that I would be standing here today and you would be sitting there almost 123 years later. They had no idea. They knew there were 2 kids whose father needed help. And that's really what IHM is all about. It's love, creative hope, and fidelity. And when Father Joe mentioned creative hope, sisters, you know how important that is to us. You find a way where there is no way. And that's exactly what those sisters did in 1895. They didn't have the money, they didn't think they had the personnel, but there they were. Let's give it a try. That's what IHM is all about. I am so grateful today. I am so overwhelmed. I have said the past few days, and it's not easy for me to say this, I am so overwhelmed. I am so overwhelmed. With gratitude, mostly. I thank you. I thank you for being who you are and being that to the best of your ability. I am grateful in so many different ways for all of you. And I thank you for your willingness to pay attention and to make sure that each person leaves you a little bit better. The words that we say, the actions that we do, very, very important every day. And when we make a mistake, and we all make mistakes, that we have the courage to say, I'm sorry. That is the only thing that will change our world. And boys, you know that. You know that. So please continue that. And again, remember, who are you not to be great? God bless all of you. Thank you.